We're back with the second part of these two matches from the Ladies Internationals at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. From the first part of these matches, you'll recall that the team of Travel Anywhere, captained by Christy Lipke, was leading by 3 pins over Mass Maniacs, and in the other match, MDs Shooters lead by 12 over Hammer Time. A couple of pretty close matches, and so we get back to the action with Donna Pope, Amy Doobie, Stephanie Ayotte, and Brooke Anton. And that's a nice bid on that split by Amy Doobie. She had 7 fill on the spare, and meanwhile Donna Pope puts a spare on the board in the 6th box. Stephanie Ayotte and Brooke Anton are 1 box ahead, so they're just finishing up their 7th. Donna Pope fills the spare with 3. She's got 78 after 6. And Amy Doobie almost comes back with a spare after that 1 drop, punching out the 4 pin. She really stuffed it in the 1-3 pocket and got everything but the 8. Brooke Anton with a spare in the 8th, taking advantage of some backdoor action off a headpin miss. So she'll have 85 plus the spare fill through 8. Amy Doobie with a half Worcester left side in the 8th frame. And Donna Pope with exactly the same thing. Great shot there for the spare. She comes right back. Records the spare in the 8th. And Donna Pope with a good try. Almost matching half Worcester conversions, which would have been pretty unusual. Brooke Anton fills her spare with 8. So she has added, she's added 10 pins to that 12-pin lead since we resumed action. So it's a 22-pin lead for MD Shooters. Amy Doobie with an 8 fill, leaving tough combination to 1 and 8. That is one that you have to hit pretty full. And she does. That's a perfect shot. And a nice bid by Donna Pope. She had the 189 piece of wood behind the head pin. Was almost able to convert, but couldn't get the 9 to go. Here's another look at the spare by Amy Doobie. You'll note she hits very full on the head pin and knocks it back into the 8 pin. That's 2 spares in a row for Amy, and she'll come into the 10th. She has 118 plus the spare fill through 9. And that is going to be an 8 fill. So she has 126 through 9. And in the 10th, you can see that 3-7 split. Piece of wood in front of the 3 pin that she's going to have to try and spin it around. And that goes. That is a great shot right there. Terrific conversion on the spare. She was able to get the wood to turn around and kick the 3 across into the 7. Over on 5 and 6, Brooke Anton finished up with a 113. Stephanie Ayat had an 81, so Brooke added, well, 3 more pins in the last 2, and there's as you see, a replay of that shot by Amy Doobie. She has 136 with 1 ball to go. Meanwhile, Casey LaPierre and Diane Katz have come back to the action on lanes 5 and 6. So Amy Doobie finishes with a 142 game. Outstanding bowling there. She had 3 marks in a row at the end of the first half and again at the end of the second half. So she'll give way to Kim Pelletier, while Donna Pope, who had a 111, will hand it over to Stacy Gelati. Casey LaPierre working on a spare. 6 fill. She leaves the diamond. And there's a strike by Diane Katz in the 7th. Really nice 1-3 pocket hit. Another spare by Casey LaPierre. Nice conversion on that diamond. Always a difficult leave. Not this time. So she's got 2 spares in a row. Here's a look at the strike by Diane Katz. Really solid 1-3 pocket hit. Casey LaPierre with another 6 drop. Another makeable spare. This one is the 1, 2, 4, and 8. Looking for 3 in a row. And that's another perfect shot. That's 3 spares in a row for Casey LaPierre. She now has 98 plus the spare fill through the 8th. Back in the 7th frame, Kim Pelletier with an 8 box and Stacy Gelati with a 9. Kim has 62 through 7 and Stacy has 75.
Those 2 6s, comments? Yeah, 2 6.
Kim Pelletier with a 7 drop. Triangle 2, 4, 5.
Yeah, that would have been a hell of a first ball. No, that would have been a hell of a first ball.
And a spare, she covers it nicely. Spare in the 8th.
Yeah.
And Stacy Gelati matches that spare in the 8th. And she needs some marks because Amy Doobie and Kim Pelletier have extended that 3-pin lead that Travel Anywhere had coming into the second half. Those 3 spares, and there's a strike by Kim Pelletier in the 9th. Started to say not only did Amy finish with 3 spares, but they all had good fills, 8, 8, 6. That adds a lot of pins to their lead.
Oh, look at the hole now. That's a big hole now.
But with strike on spare, Kim Pelletier has added, well, so she added 5 in the 8th and in the 9th against an open box by Stacy Gelati, which will be a 9 box. She's added another pin. Here's another look at the strike by Kim. Sort of a medium 1-3 pocket hit. On lanes 5 and 6. Casey LaPierre finished up with a 120, and she's given way to Renee Lowell, and meanwhile Jackie Paul has taken over for Diane Katz on lane 5. She'll be finishing up. She has just filled her spare with 4. That gives her a 56 half. Kim Pelletier with a 9 box. She finishes with a 109. Not a bad save after she had just had 62 after 7. Came up with a couple of big marks in the 8th and 9th to get that 109 game. And Stacy Gelati also with a 109. So now Cheryl DeVol and Brenda Magdalene will come up for their last half, their second half. After which I will give you an update on where the scores stand. Cheryl was filling the spare that she had in the 5th, and the 7th fill gives her 63 through 5. That's another 7 pins added to the lead. Held by Travel Anywhere. Renee Lowell over on lane 6 throws a strike, kind of a light mixer. That's in the 8th box. Her team is moving out to a fairly comfortable lead, thanks to some marks by Brooke Anton and the 3 marks by Casey LaPierre, and a strike by Renee Lowell. Cheryl and Brenda will both be open in the 7th. Cheryl gets a 10, gets a little action off the wall to bring down the head pin. Renee Lowell filling that strike. She goes light on the 1-2 side, and there is a strike by Jackie Paul in the 9th box. Again, sort of a light to medium mixer. That hit seems to be working well for just about everyone. And that'll be a 9 box for Renee Lowell. That ball went off into the gutter. She has 103 through the 9th. And a nice shot by Cheryl DeVol for a spare in the 8th. Jackie Paul filling that strike, and 6, 7, 8 go down. And she has a chance to make another, to convert this for a spare. It's the 9-10, a couple of pieces of wood she'll have to use in one. Well, it turned out she didn't use the wood. She missed to the right, but she did take out the 10 pin, so it's a 9 fill on the strike. 99 through the 9th, and a 10 box for a 109. Renee Lowell finishing with a 112. So in the match on the right-hand pair, MD shooters are leading with 2 bowlers to go. They're leading by 47 pins, 448 to 401 at this point. In just a minute, I'll give you the scores when Cheryl and Brenda finish their second half. Kim Kangas and Laura Paul are back up on lanes 5 and 6.
I know a couple years ago
Brenda Magdalene looking at the Caleri, and she makes it. Great shot right there by Brenda Magdalene. Perfect conversion on the 1-2-4-7-9. Light hit in the 1-2 pocket, kicks the head pin off the wall. As you'll see here, comes off the wall perfectly and takes out the 9. That is a clean Caleri no-veal, to use the vernacular. That will give Brenda 101 through the 101 with one ball remaining. And she adds a 9 fill. Yeah, it's a 9, so she has a 110 game. Cheryl DeVol finished with 114. So with 2 bowlers remaining to finish, Travel Anywhere is leading by 55 pins, 477 to 422 over Mass Maniacs, as Marion Johnson and Maria DiFrancesco resume. Marion with a fairly full head pin, I believe it's a 710. A couple pieces of wood that might come into play. And Maria is filling the strike that she had in the 5th. Chance for another mark. 4-7-8 triangle.
It's hard when you have Mark on your team because you don't know if he's actually rooting for you. He gives you the good advice. You don't know. Even if he's on your team, you might be in that mood where he's supposed to mess
Got it. Spare in the 6th for Maria DiFrancesco.
leads over to another team and he's like, hey,
And in the 8th, Kim Kangas and Laura Paul have completed 8 frames. Kim Kangas has 84 through the 8th, Laura Paul 80. They're a little bit ahead. Maria DiFrancesco with a 5 fill on the spare. She has 68 through 6 frames.
that's what he said. Yeah, he said, hey, Mark, what do you think? Push the button. That's his best answer. Push the button, it goes every time.
See if she can get her 3rd mark in a row.
60% of the time.
Nice bid there, but not quite. She wasn't able to get a little too full on the head pin. Couldn't get anything to go over into either corner. So 7 and 10 still remaining. And that'll be a 9 box. Maria has 77 through 7.
You don't want 1 and 2. That's good.
Wow. Nice ball by Laura Paul in the 1-2 pocket, but she's left with 6 and the 8. And nothing much to... A piece of wood over there is probably not going to help very much, if at all. I really can't see a way to... maybe kick it off the wall. She doesn't even try to use the wood. She goes to the right to try and kick the 6 into the 8. That's probably the only way to make that shot. And she'll have an 8. To finish up, Laura Paul with a 96, Kim Kangas with a 101. And they'll turn it over to Faye Sawyer and Amanda Carroll. Faye Sawyer, you'll recall, had a 73 half. So she'll be trying to build on that. So now Amanda Carroll and Faye Sawyer will finish up on lanes 5 and 6. Faye Sawyer had that 73 half. And Amanda Carroll had a 49 half. Faye Sawyer almost with a backdoor strike. She gets everything except the head pin, which is sometimes a psychologically difficult single pin to convert because you just missed it. But not this time. She's all over that head pin for a spare in the 6th. 10 box by Amanda Carroll.
you don't have playoffs out. Straight up.
Yeah,
That's a 15 point a day.
Yeah, no, that'd be enough. That'd be enough.
Yeah.
Start at 9 in the morning.
It's not a bad idea.
Marion Johnson and Maria DiFrancesco finish up. Marion has 88 through 9, and Maria has 97. Faye Sawyer with a 4. She punched through the punch right through the middle of the spread eagle. 87 through 6. Marion Johnson finishes up with an 8 box for a 96 game. Maria DiFrancesco with a 9. She has 106. And that'll be a 9 box by Faye Sawyer. She has 96 through 7. Amanda Carroll with 76. But as I mentioned, the team of MD shooters has still a pretty comfortable lead. They led by 47 with 2 bowlers to go. Kim Kangas added a few to that. He added 4, so it should be a 51 pin lead at this point. And 3 boxes to go. That's a pretty comfortable lead. Amanda Carroll with a 10 box. And Faye Sawyer also with a 10. So Beth Powers and Christy Lipke will finish on lanes 3 and 4. Christy Lipke looking at 1 and 6, and she kicks the head pin right around the 6.
Work your smart brains together. That's nothing. They held the teams there before.
Yeah, that's where the men's team got.
Christy has a 9.
That's the tournament I think.
40 bowlers, and then you have people go watch. That place can hold it.
And is that going to go? Yes, it does. Great shot by Amanda Carroll. She converts the 7, it was a 7-8 split with a couple of pieces of wood that didn't look very promising, but she was able to kick that wood way over on the right side, kick it off the wall, and it came all the way back over to take out the 7 and 8. I'll give you another look at it. Hits the cap, and it comes off the wall and gets the 8, and then the 7 just enough to knock it over in the 9th. That's a spare in the 9th for Amanda Carroll. She has 98 plus the fill. And Christy Lipke with a nice spare in the 8th.
Take a good look, Amanda. Take a good look.
Christy pretty animated on the lanes as usual. They're always a fun team to watch. Christy puts 7 on the spare. She has 98 through the 8th. And there's a strike by Beth Powers. It's not going to be enough, but that's a nice ball in the 9th. Beth will have 96 through 9 plus the strike fill. And 10 box by Christy Lipke. Here's another look at the strike by Beth Powers. Nice solid 1-2 pocket hit. 6, 9, and 10 are the last to go. Amanda Carroll finished up with 116 and Faye Sawyer with 124. So the final score in that match is MDs shooters 562, hammer time 495. We'll show you the final scoreboard in just a moment. Christy Lipke with a spare in the 10th. And Beth Powers not quite able to get that 8-pin to go. She has a 9 fill on the strike. 105 through 9. So Travel Anywhere will hold on to win this match. Beth finishes with a 114 game. And Christy will have 1 ball to go. She has 118 plus the spare fill. And she will add 5 for a 123. So the congratulations are exchanged back and forth between the teams, and then we will show you the scores. There's the overhead scoreboard. Doesn't show up too well, so here is the graphic. You can look at the individual scores. As Travel Anywhere defeats Mass Maniacs, and MDs Shooters defeats Hammer Time. The high score being Amy Doobie's 142. So again, here are the final totals. And we will be back with more coverage from these Ladies Internationals matches shortly.